My name is Lorraine Appleyard, and I am a psychic and a spiritual medium. And I'm also a spiritual teacher. And today, won't you join me for a little bit of a discussion about our soul and the nature of it? The earth is really just a schoolhouse for learning. It's a big old plane of lessons for the soul to learn. The entire material level of existence is called the physical plane. But of all the things that we learn, we're not just learning the things that we're taught in our conventional schools. We're also learning how to find our way back to God. So one of the first things that we must remember on our spiritual path is that you are soul. The traditional concept of soul is that you have one. That's the old traditional concept, is that you have a soul. But in the old concepts, it is really kind of distant from your everyday physical life. And that it only really becomes important when your physical body ceases to exist. That is the old traditional concept. However, it's important to really know and understand that each person is soul. And that soul is the essential center of our very being. It's easy in the pressures of our modern world to forget who we are. Our physical senses and our emotions become completely overwhelmed. We become inundated with pressures, and we lose the soul's spiritual view. When we regain this spiritual view, we may refer to that as an awakening or a spiritual awakening. And it is an expansion of awareness and knowingness that occurs during this awakening. There's an inner nudge that we get to look beyond the current difficulties and to seek a deeper meaning. Some people may have extraordinarily dramatic experiences during their spiritual awakenings. And it's all meant to drive you closer to knowing your own soul and having a closer relationship with God. When we reconnect with the essence of our soul, we realize that we've been seeing things through the physical body. And when we start to view things through the spiritual body, we're able to release many fears. We start to worry less. When we start to really understand and connect that we are a beautiful soul, a creative part of a loving God, we're able to bring more love into our life. And as a result, we feel less lonely or alienated from others. When you have the realization that through your life experience that there has been a spiritual purpose, you will become energized. And with this energy and excitement that comes with understanding your soul nature, then we're able to change any habits of the past, anything that has held us back. We're able to connect with our soul nature. And instead of using our willpower, instead of fighting against things, against our old habits and old natures, it will start to just fall away as we connect more with our soul essence. There is beautifully a shift of emphasis from blaming others in our lives to going within to find root causes. Our soul is a happy, loving being. Our souls are not guilty of anything. So when we start to look at things from a spiritual perspective, it allows us to connect with a new strength, and it allows us to be able to learn our own limitations and how to be able to move forward from them. One of the ways that we can develop a stronger connection to God and have a better realization of the power of our own soul is by doing spiritual exercises. And a spiritual exercise is different from prayer because it encourages us to listen to God. So in other words, we're actually allowing the Creator to talk to us instead of us always talking to God. It allows for a space for God to be able to communicate back with us. And doing spiritual exercises are different than meditation in that the exercise is more active. And using that active state brings into a higher state of consciousness rather than sitting in meditation and waiting passively to be able to receive it. So a really very simple spiritual exercise to be able to help open you up is to sing the ancient word of God, the holy name of God. And to be able to practice this technique, you can start just by simply finding a quiet place to sit or lay down. And relax. You may think about a spiritual quotation, or you may think about someone that you love, as the energy of love is of a very high vibration. And closing your eyes, you may say it silently or aloud, but intoning the ancient word of God, the ancient name of God, Yahweh. And you may intone that now, Yahweh. You may just simply think of that in your mind. Do that for a couple of minutes. And then listen quietly. And you may experience a new energy. You may experience a heightened perception of spirit. And with this, you may gain a new insight into your own life. And doing spiritual exercises are simple, but are very profound practices. And each day, set aside some time to have a personal appointment with God. And this helps to build a spiritual momentum that you can really see and feel in your daily life. And as we become closer and understand the nature of our soul and our divine connection, what happens is that we're opening ourselves up more to God, to Spirit, and we're able to give to others joy and spiritual upliftment. And so we become a channel for God to work through. We are a co-worker with God. So take the time to make these daily appointments to be able to sit and have this communication with the divine, allowing yourself to open up so that you can hear the words of God. And as we become closer in our understanding the nature of our soul, the true self that is within us, the innermost sacred part of each of us. As a spark of God, soul can see, know, and perceive all things. We have that ability. And what is required of us is to peel back those layers that are preventing us from understanding fully the divine nature of our soul. So I leave you these thoughts and these exercises to sit with and contemplate. And I thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me today. Again, my name is Lorraine Appleyard, and I wish you all very many blessings. I thank you for listening. Please do hit the like button if you have enjoyed this, and hit the subscribe for more weekly discussions on spirit and for meditations to help you develop further. I thank you once again, and may you walk with spirit. Bye for now.